It
Go
is
live right
unlocked.
now.
Hey, welcome. Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host
Chip.
Chip. There he is. Tonight is a good night.
Every
Tonight
night's a
is
good night.
Thursday night. Can't
It
believe
is.
it's Thursday night again. Tonight, SEC versus Ripple, XRP, GameStop, Robinhood, crypto markets. Does the SEC actually protect the retail investors? And is DeFi the one that's going to defend against the tyranny of inflation?
Well,
You
we're
ready for
about to
this,
find
Chip?
out, aren't we?
Welcome to On the Chain.
With Jeff and Chip. We got to get that one back. I don't know what happened to that. Somehow that got. We're gonna have to. I don't know what happened to it. So we have it for other things. But what's going on,
just
OTC
realized.
Familia? I saw Mel G's
Familia.
comment. She's like, "Hello,
Familia.
OTC Familia."
Yeah, we
What's up,
got
New Jack Johnson? Word up,
Okay.
bottles, my brother. That's right.
We got people watching over on Twitter, people watching on the chain. It's all good. YouTube. Anyhow, so Chip, here we go. We got to dump. I want to jump into this thing. I want to jump in. We're going to go straight into the shallow end, as you like to say.
First, in the shallow end for
First
maximum
into
impact.
the maximum impact. This is going to be a tough one because there was this thread, Chip. We're going straight into this thing.
Oh, I like this
Jeremy Allaire. Does anybody know who this guy is?
Yeah, co-founder of Circle.
Jeremy Allaire. Let's see.
Co-founder of Circle.
CEO and co-founder of Circle. Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right. So he put out this 4-part tweet, which is just like so on point. So the first part of this thing starts off the entire.
Hey, 1 second. Do you know who the co-founder of Square is?
Wasn't me.
Jack Dorsey. Just saying.
Sorry. Jack Dorsey.
How about Triangle? I don't know if that's all. I know Triangolo.
Triangle.
It's called Triangle, and you always call it Triangle.
Oh, Triangle. You got square, circle, triangle,
Go ahead,
rectangle.
Jeff. Let's hit it. This is hitting it hard right up front.
The entire ivory tower, top policy leaders and major media editorial boards and think tanks, all of them, basically everybody, anybody that you think could be in there, digging in, doing the research, trying to make some decisions. They've all been parroting the idea that the U.S. should try to out-China China with CBDCs. And the one that actually, which is interesting, that hasn't, which was Jerome Powell, that said, hey, you know, we're not in a rush to get this thing done, amazingly enough. But Jeremy then says, he said, this is a disastrous and frankly un-American strategy. And it's kind of in response to Nick Carter. But before we even get into the rest of this, what do you think about that opening, that, you know, what he had to say here?
Well, it's a strong opening, but this is like heavy opinion. You know what? And it's like a trout swimming upstream. It's totally against when he says the word parroting. It's so right, because Nick Carter's like, Western central bankers fall all over themselves to praise the CBDC, but such a thing is incompatible with a free society. And you know, he kind of just builds on that. But whoa, hey now, man, don't cut me out of this. Don't cut me out of this, yo. And so, you know, the thing I like about Jeremy Allaire is he always is out there with his opinion. You know, it's just starting to sound a little bit like On the Chain, isn't it? A little bit, Jeff? Don't you feel like, because we're not parroting that. We've never been like down on the whole CBDC because it's centralized. They might as well call it the centralized. What do you want? What do you
network?
Bank disaster center. I don't know. CBDC. It's like it's just horrible.
Like
that's horrific.
There's another. But take out the B and you get another disaster.
Right. How do you out China? That's
great. Yeah, because Nick Carter, like you said, Western central bankers fall all over themselves to praise the CBDC. But such a thing is incompatible with a free society. And really, you get into it because how is it that you can get a very kind of centralized currency? And actually, there's this other article that we're going to get into directly afterwards that kind of filters in, and let me just pull it up just to give you kind of a snapshot of it, and we'll go through the rest of his stuff. Why CBDCs will likely be ID based.
Of course they will, Jeff.
They want to track everything you do, but look how they hide it. Why do they want to do it? Because it'll deal with illicit finance and bank disintermediation risk.
But the banks, Jeff, the banks can still go out and launder billions of dollars and get a little slap on the wrist every year. If you billions of dollars, maybe even trillions, are laundered every day, every month, every year by banks. And here they're off talking about illicit stuff. But meanwhile, all the banks are, they're funding all the politicians everywhere, right? They're always like big givers, and they have their PACs that they support. And it's just all that it really comes down to is laundering money for politicians, right? That's what this Green New Deal is. It's laundering money for politicians. It goes out to this unit right here, which then connected this unit, which ultimately ends up streaming payments into one of the politicians' bank accounts. And if you always follow the money, no matter what it is, it's like, oh, that's so nice. Wow, they're so great. And like, follow the money. Oh, okay. It's like that every single time.
It is 100%. And you follow the blockchain, because imagine
there you go.
we start holding them accountable, hold everybody accountable.
But they don't want that, Jeff.
Make sure. They definitely don't want it. But you know what they do want? They want a centralized currency, not because we can track them, because once it's centralized, you have no access to visualize what's going on with the currency. It's one-sided. Only one side gets to see what's happening with it. If you go into a decentralized framework, guess what? It's all open source. You can go into put it onto Ethereum, put it onto the XRP ledger, look it up. Oh, look at this wallet address. Look where all the money's moving.
Yeah. Well, look at Ani says it right. She said, it's the do as I say, not as I do. That's beautifully, that's beautifully said. Because that's really what it comes out to be every single time. Let's jump back into that generator. Throw that back up there, Jeff. I'm liking the direction of where this is going, and it really sounding very on the chain-esque.
So number 2, the U.S. and much of the West has thrived on open markets, open innovation, open intellectual property development, private sector-led technical innovation, open source technology innovation. It's created incredible and competitive companies. Now, it's interesting. I was listening to some talk show. They were saying the government is investing in something. The government is creating something. What has the government ever created? The private sector, like Jeremy's saying right there, this is it, Chip, right here. Open source technology innovation. It's created incredible and competitive companies.
Oh, it's exactly right. Well, it's exactly right. I mean, the whole idea, look, decentralization is going to put all these clowns out of business, right? Every one of these clowns is going to get wiped out by this, but they don't know it yet. They're still holding on to the old thing where they're going to squeeze every last drop out of you. But the clowns are going away. Sunny days are coming. And they like blockchain when it suits them, right? When they can track you. I mean, look at this. Look what we've already done. If you look at the numbers of deaths in the United States compared to 2019, they're actually less. So where exactly was this whole demic? Where was the demic, Jeff? It was all made up. It was a great thing.
It's an inflation. When you want to
crush everything, you want to crush economies. You were hoping to keep them down for 3 or 4 years so that you could do your hey, we got a great idea. We're going to do, look over there. We're now going to do this. And you know what? It's going to be great for you. You're going to love it. You're not going to own anything. You're not going to have any more worries, and you're going to be controlled, and you're going to have everything on your phone. You're going to have to scan it somewhere. You're like, where do I sign up?
That's
Never.
Right. Where do I sign up? So Jeremy then says, Jeremy says, he doesn't say whoa, but he did say, instead of having China envy, the West should embrace this model and understand that private sector-led digital currencies, not central bank-led digital currencies, open, permissionless blockchains, open and competitive markets are the basis for preserving a global system built on freedom and democratic principles, because it's DeFi, not CeFi.
Right on, brother. Right. Preach, Jeff. Preach, brother Jeff. Man, I like this thread so much. Probably one of my favorite threads I've seen. I'm so happy that you were able to
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw it.
to bird dog it. Well, you know what? It's well, he's right though, because a lot of stuff we see is parroting. It's like robots. It's like so and so said this, green new energy. We need green new energy. Okay, question. Well, what are we going to do with the energy? And we're going to save all this energy. What's going to happen to it? Where's all this money going to anyway? You know, Jeff, it's like everybody is like a clone of a clone. And when he said parroting and trying to out China, hey, let him go. You know what? Let him go. And it's right. Powell did say that we're not ready for this yet. Look, we all know the private sector does everything better. And I don't care who's running the show. Dems, Republicans, conservatives, liberals, you know, Green Party, Red Party, Orange Party. None of that matters. What matters is people do it better. And they always say, well, the government's for the people. It's really not. And when they have your best interests in heart, they would let you say, like, yeah, we got to really put regulations in so that we can allow the fintech companies in the United States to thrive, right? And that was something that came up. That was something that came up where Crypto Eddie tweeted that. We'll have to play that little bit too about Gensler getting grilled by Congressman Warren Davidson and holding him to his own words. So that's something that's pretty interesting. But I like where he's going with that, Jeff. I mean, it's right. What do you think about this whole thing about where he's coming from, and what kind of minority view is he, or is he not a minority view?
I don't think he is. Honestly, I think the outspoken minority is loud. You know, he who shouts the loudest gets heard. Typically, the majority doesn't run around shouting and screaming and breaking windows and barging into restaurants and all that stuff. They're like Jeremy Allaire. You know, they come out eventually. You know, he has this great company. All of a sudden, he throws some tweet out. You know, kind of catches you off guard. And he's sick of it because here's a guy, you know, that created an amazing tech company that could be considered to be in the fintech space. And here he's looking at it and they're like, why in the world is the West now parroting and mimicking and praising and, you know, and drooling over the CBDC of the digital yuan that is 100% the opposite of what everything in the West has been built on? It makes no sense.
Exactly. I wanted to say this. Hey, Rob, thank you very much for that. Rob says, hey, thanks for your excellent work, guys. Berserker, which I really like. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Jeremy Allaire is, if I recall, he did own Polynex. I can never say that right. Polynex. But he had to move that and Circle offshore because of the whole regulation issue. They ran into that. Yeah, he had to move his company. He was very strong and outspoken. He's spoken before Congress before. He said, and this is like years ago, 3-4 years ago, he's spoken, and they're like asking him the most ridiculous questions. And, you know, he knows firsthand. He was a guy that has this really, you know, Circle's been around since what, 2013? It's been around forever. And here's a guy who is a co-founder or a founder of a company who had to leave the United States. And he's like, he is sick of it, Jeff. He's like, come on, what are we talking about here? And what good will come out? So we're printing tons of fiat. So let's go ahead and mint as many CBDCs as we possibly can. And I don't get the value in that. And when the hype started in this space, you and I were probably the two most vocal people out there saying, well, a centralized currency, a digital currency, what kind of sense does that make? It's like that, you know, the tracking's coming. I mean, I understand why they want to do it in China. Oh, because they can control right down. Oh, wait a minute, you went into the one zone, you're not authorized for that zone, and they delete them from society. They can't buy anything, can't go anywhere. They cut them off.
That's it, and that's the problem. Going back to this. So you go back to this, why CBDCs will likely be ID based. Imagine your money is now tied to your passport. How does that work? How does that work that everything you buy, everything is now traceable and trackable and probably being monitored? Just like there was a report. Now, imagine this. So all of this filters down to the common everyday household goods. How long have we heard that TVs, you know, especially the new TVs, have been listening in on your conversations, that they have microphones tracking and monitoring. I don't know if that's true, but I do know that almost all TVs, Samsung got caught up in it, that they had a tracking mechanism watching and monitoring what you were doing and sending it back through the data stream. Now, TCL just got caught out up in the same thing because they found out that a Chinese company was tracking, anyone that had the Android TV version of the TCL, not the Roku version, but the Android version, was monitoring everything that you did on that TV, everything you watched, everything you did. It was a complete backdoor to your Wi-Fi network to where you could access anything once you get in the network. So think about that, and then go over to a central bank, and now they want to follow the CBDCs and the digital yuan, and they want to mimic it. I mean, that's just crazy. It's crazy.
But Jeff, sometimes people get caught up and they try to outdo someone. When Jeremy's talking sense here, he's like, wait a minute, what are we doing? What do we believe in? As a democratic free society, as free people, who I don't care. I've always been a fan of, you know what? You know how to spend your money better than the government. You know what to do with your life better than the government. You don't need a nanny state where they're telling you everything to do. It's like, well, don't do this and touch that and don't do. Listen, you know what I want you to do? I want you to keep the defense up for the country. I want you to keep the roads kind of outlook here and there. What I don't want you to do is create 17 government agencies that are going to disagree with each other and not have clarity. That's something we don't need, right? The FTSC says, oh yeah, well, it's a currency, and the Department of Justice says currency. The SEC, well, we don't have regulation, so let's get regulation through enforcement.
Yep.
It's just silly.
So okay. So the last one, it's how the global commercial internet was built and thrived, right? Private.
Exactly.
It wasn't government. It was originally a military based structure, right? That they built on top of the idea when they started with the internet and expanded on it. But it's how our new global economic system is being built block by block. I think that's spot on. And then you have this guy who responds here: if the USA does not upgrade its financial infrastructure from analog to digital, the dollar will lose its reserve currency status in less than 20 years. There's a fact: CBDCs operating digital wallets are a smarter, more efficient way for money to flow around the world. So obviously that's a hypester over here, trying to pretend like he knows what's going on.
Well,
when he really doesn't.
But again, this is the parrot he was talking about. It's like people, you know what? The private sector knows what they're doing. I mean, look at how many cool things came out. I know somebody said XDC in there, but XDC has a lot of similar principles to XRP, and then you've got HBAR. There's a lot of cool stuff that's out there, and you know what? There's going to be room for everybody. But if you've been laying rails for a long time, and people are still missing the boat on this, Jeff, they go like, "Oh, well, Ripple's being sued, ha ha ha." No, man, they're coming after the entire crypto blockchain industry in the United States, and they're going to have an impact on everyone that lives outside the U.S. How fair is that?
That's right. Exactly. So as we're going through this, I see Crypto Novice Kim brought up a really good question. What do we think and feel about Rosie Rios joining Ripple? Now, I talked a little bit about on my video yesterday, but what are your thoughts?
I think it's interesting. Here's what I think. I think it's very interesting and somewhat telling the caliber of people that are ending up over there at Ripple, right? You look at high-profile people that are ending up there. It's like, so Rosie Rios, former treasurer, she used to sign the banknotes. Like, she had her signature on the banknote, and now she's going to be on the board, right? So you've got these high-powered people, a former FTSC, chair, or not chair, but an employee. You have all these people that have come from government high-end agencies that end up over at Ripple. They have an ability to pull amazing talent. And do I think it's a good thing overall? I don't think it's bad. I mean, I think somebody who understands, and the thing about Rosie Rios is that she's very accomplished. I mean, that was one of her roles, but she's done a lot. She's got a really well-rounded background. She's writing a book, she's doing some other things. And I think that ultimately, I think somebody who's been at that government level that can advise and kind of has some inside I wouldn't say inside information, but kind of see a purview that maybe you don't as a private enterprise, where she's worked inside a government and kind of says, hey, that's how government works. I mean, what are your thoughts, Jeff? I mean,
I think, yeah, exactly. I mean, you said it really well, 100%. You know, I think she's got an amazing career. You know, she's done pretty much everything along the lines in the monetary space. She has a great reputation. She knows a lot of people. She's probably rubbed shoulders with the presidents and CEOs of pretty much every bank in the world, you know, and so I think that that's critical. Now you bring a person like that, again, like you brought up, of that caliber, you know, remove any political, you know, feeling or ambition or who might have appointed her to the position, take that out of it, just talking purely based on positions that she's held, people that she knows. What better person to put into a board scenario, you know, for Ripple? I think it's really, you know, it's really telling. And then they also hired a new CFO who also, you know, has some great experience running some, you know, some relatively large companies. So I think they brought on two real solid, you know, people in terms of, you know, their credibility and things they've done and accomplished.
right. And, you know, it is a male dominated sort of a, you know, blockchain's well known as being sort of male dominated. And I think Ripple's kind of broke that. I mean, I think Ripple has brought some really, you know, I think they look at finding great people, and it turns out that there's a lot of great women that have worked there. And I wanted to show this right here because this is something that kind of came up, and I think it kind of fits really snugly into our conversation. You like that, Jeff? Snugly. Is that a word, Jeff? I think I just made it up. Snugly. So look at right here. So Alex Mashinsky tweeted this out right here. He says, you want to bring women into crypto, then learn from the ones who have already in it. Celsius Network, Leah N. Jones, the star. We're proud to have her to be covered in this Business Insider article. But then you also see Catherine Coley there as well. And there's a whole article on it. 3 women leaders share their experience in the male-dominated cryptocurrency industry and what the future looks like for women. And that's Leah Jones, Catherine Coley, and Georgia Quinn. So it's like, it's cool that, you know, again, it's you see that again, when I saw, you know, Catherine Coley, a former Rippler, you know, she helmed, she was a CEO over there at Binance.us. We know that Brian Brooks is now moving into that post, but it's, you know, I think, yeah, big players, you know, and these big names. And she went from working over at Ripple to becoming a CEO. We had her on the chain. She's phenomenal, man. I mean, just amazing energy. She's going to end up doing huge things. I mean, I just have a huge hopes and ambitions. I think she's going to really do it. It's a really cool article. It really gets into some good stuff. And, you know, I was going to say about Leah Jones, she says, when I caught the crypto bug 4 years ago, the most effective way to learn about it was to start a crypto career. And start a career was by attending a niche networking events, right? It's like they go. She started by going to a meetup in a bar. 4 years later, she's working at Celsius. I mean, you know, this is really why it's a game changer on so many levels, because you start learning about it. The next thing you know, you're on a YouTube channel, and Jeff and I are there. Jeff and I both started independently. I was doing the XRP Minute. Jeff was doing the How to Review. We said, hey, man, we can do so many cool things together. And that's how Jeff and I kind of, you know, pool our resources and said, let's do this together, man. You know, let's become a team.
Yep. So we have a big announcement. We're not going to tell you guys what it is, but we do have a huge guest, huge guest coming up next week. And we'll drop some hints on that as we go on, but I just want to let you guys know that now. But if you are brand new and this is your first time to On the Chain, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifier, that way you get notified. We also have another channel. We're dropping regular content over there daily. We're actually putting 2 videos up a day, trying to get the algorithms working, so the algorithms kind of catch on, so the videos start you know, getting views, and we can get the message out, the On the Chain message out. So make sure, if you guys haven't done so yet, I'm sure you guys already have, but go to the other channel, subscribe to the other channel, and you guys check those videos out. Now, Chip, do you want to go into Crypto Eddie's tweet right now?
You want to
go over some John Deaton stuff?
Let's pull that Crypto Eddie tweet up, because I think this is I think that's a nice little Well, we'll see. Yeah, pull that
Oh.
up if you can. If you can go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
have to
share
find
that.
it.
Just go to her feed. You'll be able to find it there, but you'll be able to pull it up. It's I think it's like the second or third tweet right on her feed if you find her. I'll pull it up here, Jeff, but you know what'll happen? It'll freeze and it won't be good, you know.
You're
By the way,
fresh.
guys, I just want to let you know while you're doing that, I want to
Gensler
say
one? Is it Gensler? We're going to the YouTube video she posted.
that's right. Put it up on the screen. I'll tell you exactly if that's it or not. Well, you got to share the audio. But guys, I want to let you know I just got another merch in here. And how appropriate is this right here? How appropriate is this?
Merch.
The
I like
SEC, actually like that, SEC Ripple Strikes Back. It's the SEC Wars and Ripple Strikes Back. So we got that on our merch store right there. It came in today. I love it. And of course, on the back, you've got the, the obligatory on the chain logo right there. Bam.
Oops, I almost forgot to share the audio again.
Yeah, I hate that's. They got to make that easier, Jeff. Why don't they share the audio on everything you click on?
Exactly. Yeah. Look at that. Hey, does that look familiar?
Looks like a monkey. Blockchain backer. Blockchain backer. I love blockchain backer. That guy is so on fire. His videos are. I just love his videos, man.
Mm.
You know what? Did I? Crap. What is that one?
Might have. I don't know, but it's XRP going to 175.
I'm down on that.
Nice. I wonder whose video this is with the monkey.
I think it's ours, Jeff. Then on the chain, give it away.
I'll call you. Oh, whoops.
So go ahead and
that's our live one. All right, you ready? This is it, right?
Yeah.
All right,
that's it. Yep.
And rewind it again. Gensler regulating
exchanges. Right there, Jeff. Click the X up here.
Oh, whoops. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, you guys ready? Make sure the volume's up. Ready?
In 2019, you told me, Chairman Gensler, that the SEC has been slower than I think we want, quote, in terms of creating a regulatory framework for digital assets. Just 2 days ago, Secretary Yellen publicly stated that we do not have adequate framework to deal with cryptocurrencies from a regulatory standpoint. Now, with you at the helm of this agency, I think it's an opportune time for the SEC to work with Congress on creating this regulatory framework that's bipartisan and clear. Chairman Gensler, have your views changed since 2019 on the SEC's approach to digital asset regulation?
Congressman, thank you, and for that personal shout out. It's a free course, by the way. It's free online. But I think that there are things that we can do better and get done at the Securities and Exchange Commission, and we have authorities. But I also look forward to working with Congress if it's the desire of Congress to try to fill some gaps. As I said earlier, I think crypto exchanges, particularly if one trades Bitcoin in America today, there's not a investor protection regime that really protects as I think would be appropriate around these exchanges. So I look forward to working with you and this committee if the chair wishes so on anything you would do in this area.
Interesting start. Seems open. It's a nice dialogue. Got Congressman Warren Davidson starting off the question and kind of bringing up some of where he was before and putting him on the spot. Say, do you still believe what you said before about the crypto and blockchain space?
What is he going to say? No, no. I mean, look at his face. He's like, man, he nailed me on that one. He's like, Chairman Gensler, these are your words. Let's now repeat them verbatim here. Let's go ahead. And do you still believe that, Chairman Gensler? Man, Warren Davidson was just phenomenal in that. You want to play the rest of it? He comes back on with a little more.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the rest here.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you, and frankly, our bipartisan group will certainly as well. Regulation by enforcement has been characteristic of this space. Obviously, XRP is a key case, but it'd be great to have a bright line test so that we wouldn't be dependent on so many enforcement actions or no action letters. So greatly appreciated.
Interesting.
Jeff, you got to play that at the end because you got to play that at the end because he really, really talks about enforcement through regulation through enforcement, and he talks about the no action letters. Man, this is powerful stuff right here.
Those. Yep.
Yeah, listen to it again. He just met out.
Our bipartisan group will certainly as well. Regulation by enforcement has been characteristic of this space. Obviously, XRP is a key case, but it'd be great to have a bright line test so that we wouldn't be dependent on so many enforcement actions or no action letters. So greatly appreciated.
I like that.
Boom.
Because that's
Boom.
basically all they're doing is basically saying we need clarity. We need regulatory clarity. You can't just have these, no action letters and these enforcement letters going out. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
But he says that he
Right,
gets the
because-
whole, well, he talks about it, the XRP case. I mean, he's talking about it because he's familiar with the digital asset. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
think by him saying XRP versus Ripple, he's calling attention to, it's kind of like a very slight way to go and say there's investors, right? There's investors. The XRP case kind of like makes that slight little kind of comparison. I love that because if you call it the Ripple case, people are like, well, Ripple's being sued. It's not XRP, right? Because quite honestly, that's what's really on the hook here, right? As far as the security, because that's really what the hinges on this entire case. So I have to tell you, Warren Davidson did an amazing job. What do you think, Jeff?
No, I think so too. Warren Davidson, outstanding. He's the guy. He's the guy that led the charge on the Token Taxonomy Act. He's now leading the charge with, bringing a solid point up to Gensler that you need clarity. Are you going to fulfill everything that you said based on your previous belief structure about the space, blockchain, crypto space? However, we'd also want to kind of circle back onto some of the things that that Gensler had said about XRP, but and that's one of the things that he had made statements that it'd be settled in the courts. That it's not something the SEC is going to.
Yeah, quick question. I mean, how awesome would it be to get Rep Warren Davidson on the chain? Just think about that.
That'd be. Could you imagine?
It would be amazing.
How amazing would that be? Imagine for all of our viewers that are here with us right now, just imagine what it'd be like if Congressman Warren Davidson was here with us live for an entire hour.
For Q&A. Maybe Q&A and engaging with our audience.
I think that would be kind of cool. That would be something.
That would be something, wouldn't it, Jeff?
I think fantastic. So. Yeah. I think it'd be pretty outstanding.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? You guys think that'd be a great idea if we had Congressman Warren Davidson here with us on the chain? I think that'd be pretty outstanding. We can dig into, talk about the Token Taxonomy Act, talk about, what his experience have been, trying to get the Token Taxonomy Act into Congress multiple times.
That's exactly right. We could do trivia. Someone said we could do trivia with them. We could do so right there. Samir Almari says that's an excellent idea. Damn right, it's an excellent idea.
I think it's an outstanding idea.
Yeah, and you know what would be cool? It's like, we always end our week on Thursdays. Man, what a topper of a week that would be. We bring him in.
That would be pretty amazing.
It would be,
it'd
right?
be pretty amazing. Like, next Thursday. That'd be a pretty cool date.
Yeah, you want to let the cat out of the bag, Jeff? I think we already did.
No, I don't know. Let the people drag it out a little bit longer.
No, Jeff, we can't drag it out any longer. My God, we got.
How much longer can we drag it out?
Yeah, Jeff, give him the news. Come on, give him the news.
Would you guys like, by a show of hands and thumbs up, would you guys like to have Congressman Warren Davidson here with us on the chain next Thursday, May 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for an entire hour to get into and talk about the Token Taxonomy Act? How outstanding would that be? I think it would be fantastic.
Yeah, well, guys, it's happening.
It is happening.
Rep Warren Davidson is coming on the chain. And Jeff and I could not be happier and ecstatic about that, man. Wow. So it's really outstanding. And I don't even know. I mean, I was so giddy about it today when Jeff confirmed it. I was like, what?
Yep. Big news. Big news. So prepare your questions. We'll talk about it all week long as we roll into it. We want to make sure that we present some really well thought out questions, and it's going to be great live for an hour.
If I'm wearing a suit for this. I'm wearing a jacket because I got to dress up for this. I got to wear a jacket.
Yeah. I was thinking a tank top.
No, Jeff, we're not. We got to prepare for Warren Davidson when he comes in here. Rep Davidson's coming in here. I might have to put like a jacket, maybe not a tie, but a jacket, collared shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's gonna be weird. You're talking, and then he'll be like in like flip flops and like khakis or something.
Back, big stogie.
Then I'd be like, yeah,
desk.
what's up, gentlemen? What's going on? Thursday next week. That's right, Mr. K. Thursday of next week. It's May 13th at 8 p.m. Actually, a week from tonight, we will be talking right here on the chain with Rep. Warren Davidson from Congress. This is a big get. I'm pretty excited, Jeff.
Be awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
And the cool thing is, what's really cool about it, Jeff, is the fact that, you know, he's going to be here live. So we're going to be able to, you know, get questions answered, and we'll put out some tweets. If you guys follow us on Twitter, if you don't, you need to, but you follow us, and then we'll kind of have like a Q&A. We'll start that, and we'll start putting the questions together, and we'll bring him on here, and we'll talk all kinds of stuff. But really, we really want to dig in and find out, you know, more about the token taxonomy and see if he can give us any purview from his vantage point, because they reintroduced it in March of 2021. I think was it the second or third time it was introduced, Jeff?
This is the third time.
That's what I thought.
Third time is the charm.
Third times, that's what they say. The third time is the charm. I mean, you might be pretty cool about that. So
Sometimes
anyway, that's going to happen.
Yeah,
that's going to happen in pretty exciting news. And, you know, we'll make sure everyone's aware of it. There's no way.
I like this. Ask him how many congressmen really know what cryptocurrencies are.
What about congresswomen? Just asking.
Yeah. Hey, Chip, do you have that 2-minute video that I know we played it a while ago. Remember the video? We actually go back, like, what was it, like 2 years ago, when we got all the people in the community together and we made that video. We put a video together for Warren Davidson's office to present in front of Congress to say, hey, this is the community. This is a while ago. Nobody really knew what the digital asset cryptocurrency. It's a little bit of rumbling. This is around the first time they dragged Mark Zuckerberg in front of Congress, and people kept referring and referencing to the Facebook. Hey, what's up with that Facebook? The Facebook. I don't know. I don't know how to use the Facebook.
Yeah, complete morons, right? Yeah, I understand that. I'm gonna have to go to. Well, you know what? While we're doing it, we will pull it up. We will be able to pull it up here because I know I can find it.
How about the Raving Ninja? I said, "Oi, from England. What's happened to the 2 minutes of music in the beginning?"
That's
my
gone,
4-year-old loved that and dances, saying, "Are you down with OTC?" And also says, "Are you down with Kitty?" Not sure which of you two is Kitty. Neither one of us, but we don't know.
I think it's Jeff.
That's hilarious.
I'm just throw it out there. Kitty. It must be Jeff. Well, you know what? Really we like the tunes and stuff like that. YouTube apparently did not like it, and our advisor, I'll just say our advisor said, "Hey, get rid of that 3-minute music or whatever. That's not working for you guys." Yeah. So that's why we started the direct. So that was one of the things. Oh, you know why? Because I think I put it on my personal channel. Oh, that's why. Oh, that's why. That's what it was. Yeah.
I bet if I looked for it, I could find it.
Well, go look for it. I'm not stopping. Who's stopping?
I don't remember what it was called.
That's the other problem. That's the other problem. I don't remember what it's called either.
So got Samir Al Omari from Dubai is in the house. That's awesome. You guys, by the way, I saw shouting out where you guys are from. We got 430.
By the way, Jeff,
450 on here a minute ago.
Somebody shared a really cool video. There's a hotel in Dubai that has the world record for the tallest and longest infinity pool, and it's like you get the whole view of Dubai. It's phenomenal. It's like somebody shared that video, and I was just like, oh, because an infinity pool that has like glass. And you're like, I don't know how many stories up, but I don't even know. They have a restaurant right next to that. You have to be a guest, or I guess you can to be using the pool. Got to be 18.
Where are we talking about?
This is Miami? In Dubai. Dubai. It's the longest. It's the longest and tallest infinity pool.
That's pretty sweet. I missed it. Is that at the? I wonder where it is. Maybe it's in Dubai. It's been a couple years since I was there.
Yeah, it's. I don't know.
You know what's really cool was sitting at the Cheesecake Factory, watching people snow down the indoor ski slope, or ski down the indoor ski slope. That was snow down. That was pretty sweet. Snow down. Snow down.
Let's see, cool. Where did I put that? I don't know. I was able to locate it super easy.
Well, while we're trying to pull that, we'll find it here in a minute.
Yeah, pull some other. We got a bunch of other things to talk about here, Jeff.
I want to pull this up here. This is our buddy John E.D. Johnny
Deaton.
Deaton. So this came out like 12 hours ago. So that was obviously this morning for us over here. At this point, they can do one of two things. Start talking settlement with Ripple. I think he's referencing the SEC. Or dig your heels in deeper and fight even harder. Of course, by now they really have a good idea what those documents and emails regarding BTC, ETH, and XRP say that must be turned over. What do you think about that? Yep.
They got slapped, Jeff. I mean, every time they come crying about this and that, I even wonder, do they actually have the documents? I mean, I understand they said, okay, we don't have to share internal documents and conversations, but I don't even think that, knowing the SEC and how backwards they are and how out of it they are, I don't think they have documents. I think that's the next thing. They're like, well, we don't have any documents. Well, what are you just doing? Talking out the side of your mouth when you're saying this? Because I have a feeling that that's what's coming next. Like, they'll give them, like, here's a document. Well, it's a Post-it note. That's not a document. I know I wrote BTC once on a Post-it note, you know? Yeah. It's like, here it is, Jeff.
Hilarious.
Well, that's it? And then the judge is going to get mad and be like, come on, guys. Come on. Really, for real? Because I think that's kind of where we're headed, this whole thing, man. Here it is, Jeff. I can't believe I did find it.
You did? Oh, you want to play it? Do you want me to play it? You think
I want you to play it because my whole system will crash here. I'm going to tell you what I'll do is I'll
put it into the keep. I'll get it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll put it into the keep. Beautiful. Let's do that.
So, hey, so check this out while you're doing that. Whoops. So Stephen Naismith, I like referencing John Deaton. The fact your motion intervened got the SEC to say Ripple is representing the interests of investors and not the government agencies whose mandate it is to do just that is a top 5 moment of 2021. Absolute legend. How cool is that?
Boom! Right on,
think
dude.
John, do you think John knew what he was getting into when he started this whole thing? The community, the passion. Everything. I mean, this guy is going down in history. No matter how this turns out, this is one of the biggest cases probably in the history of economics ever. It's going to be talked about, for years and years and years and years when they talk about that transition, between fiat to digital, the impact on the crypto markets and the determination. We're at a crossroads. Is the U.S. going to go down in history as basically, losing it all because they made wrong decisions? Or are they going to make the right decision and start leading the charge and taking some responsibility? But John Deaton is going to be the one that's been on the side of
but you know what's great about him? Here's what's great about John Deaton. Citizen, XRP holder, he holds other, he's talked about Bitcoin in the past too. He's one of us. And then he said, you know what? This isn't right. I got to try it. So he did his writ of mandamus and he wrote that. And he was thinking it would get shot down. Everyone's like, it's not going to. But then he kept making moves and motions and going forward, right? And, there's been some naysayers out there like, oh my God, why is he intervening? What is he doing? Well, that guy just showed exactly right there. That is legend, right? The fact that they came out and said they're all over the place. And I don't think this is playing very well in front of any of the judges, right? All of their nonsense, it's not playing well at all, man. It
really isn't, man. It's just such bad form. Oh, Kenny, I'm trying to get to, there we go.
There you go. Cue it up.
That commercial. I don't know how you could hear the commercial. It's in my headset. And you can hear it? Oh.
I just heard the bing, bing, when you played it back right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's strange. Okay.
You have the volume. Yeah. So do it full screen if you can. Click the full screen button.
Yep, I got it. I know.
All right, boss. I'm just saying. There you go. All right, guys. So why don't you do a little setup on this, Jeff? And this is actually this video right here. Funny enough, Jeff, do the setup on this because this is the video where Jeff and I were working independently and realized we got some synergies. We need to figure out a way to work together.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny. So it was probably a Thursday, and I told Chip. I said
Friday, dude.
Was it?
It was Friday, man. Come on.
Oh, it was Friday.
I remember
we had a whole long weekend ahead of us, 2 days. So I said, how would you like to make a video for Congressman Warren Davidson's office? We're going to send it to Congressman Warren Davidson. They're in the midst of trying to roll out some introductories education pieces on digital asset, blockchain, crypto. And I was talking to someone at the office over there, and I said, wouldn't it be great, if we had this video, Chip? Could you imagine he said, when do we need it by? I said, Monday.
It was like Friday afternoon.
And it was Friday afternoon. So I said, but here's the idea, because it can't just be the two of us speaking. We got to bring the community into it. We got to bring people, of the time that we're all, so anyhow, so I don't even know what the date is on this. Maybe you can look.
I don't remember the date is either.
But
I will tell you. Let's see. It was April 6th, 2019.
So 2 years ago. All right. So this is 2 years ago. So here we go.
2 years ago. So we called a lot of pals. We called some pals and we had them submit a video. And most of them we got on Sunday. So Jeff and I were up late Sunday doing Zoom calls. This is before we had to do those. Like that became a thing. But go ahead and play it.
There was no Zoom at that time. Yeah, there was no Zoom. So I don't know how we pulled it together. But all right. Here we go. Ready?
I don't see it. You gotta put it on the screen. Back it up and put it on the screen. Back it up, put it on the screen.
Very similar to what.
That's okay. I'm watching it.
I know you are. I'm here to make sure everyone's watching it. That's my job.
Oh yeah. Man. Everybody want to watch this thing?
There it is.
We are at the brink of a new tech revolution, a new tech boom, very similar to what took place in the 90s with the internet, which yielded giant corporations and new emerging technologies and new industries, such as companies like Google and Amazon and eBay and many others. The very same thing is upon us with blockchain and cryptocurrencies.
Blockchain technology is growing at a rapid pace and referred to by technology experts as a revolutionary technology that really may be the most important technology of our generation. Unfortunately, many of the revolutionary companies that were actually built right here in the US are in fact fleeing the US to other countries which are considered to be blockchain and digital asset friendly countries. The US is lagging behind, and the gap is widening at a faster and faster pace with each day that goes by without direct government regulatory clarity. Countries like Switzerland, Thailand, Malta, and even states like Wyoming are embracing this technology with a blockchain friendly and really clearly defined government regulation.
Not only that, if you actually do the research on blockchain technology, you'll realize how much friction it would relieve within the health industry, record-keeping industry, government, financial, and many things abroad.
With regards to farming, cryptocurrencies can solve a very big problem. My family manufactures, grows, produces, and ships perishable cut flowers. These American-grown products, with the help of the United States Department of Agriculture, has been able to source customers around the world. The problem that we have is to get paid for our products. When they're received by our customers, the time that lapses for them to pay us so that the cross-border payments received in our bank accounts here in the United States of America sometimes is as long as 40 to 50 days. So we wanted to please ask assistance from the legislative branch to foster regulation that will protect farmers like myself.
And I think the point can be made easily when we take a look at Ripple, the great American company. They're a leader in blockchain and digital asset development. Every single month, they conduct a transfer from their escrow account. Last month, it was for $300 million. The transfer took under 3 seconds to complete, and the cost was under 1 penny. Under a penny to send $300 million. And when we compare
Buffer going.
Buffer. That's not
Yeah,
good.
I got the buffer. But anyway, here we go. Jungle.
just got paid from her job, and she needs that money today to take care of, to feed her family. And she has two options. She can deposit that in her account and wait 2 days for that $500 check to clear. Or she can take it to a check cashing place and pay a 5% fee or $25 to get the money she desperately needs.
Government regulatory clarity is really, it's important in order to protect the consumers that are investing in digital assets as much as it is necessary to provide an economic environment that allows blockchain companies to flourish.
Imagine that there are people all over the world and in the United States that do not possess a bank account. Now, many of them do have a mobile phone in their pocket. Suppose you come to this country and you're working hard and you want to be able to send money back home. You could pay up to 10% in fees alone. With cryptocurrency, it's instantaneous or near instantaneous within a few seconds, and you're basically paying pennies instead of 10% of the total fee you send.
This is an important technology for everyday individuals, for the poorest of poor, to the most valuable of companies. If we are going to compete on a global stage, we need this technology, but we can't expect our best, our brightest, to put their time and money into this arena if they do not have the regulatory clarity to define what this asset class is, how this technology will be governed, what is legal, what is not.
It's time that the United States really take that leap forward in order to set a positive example for the rest of the world to follow.
So please, please assist us in the United States of America to remain the leaders in this global trade environment.
Please do your due diligence and research, and don't just, I guess, accept the first thing that you hear about cryptocurrency. There's a new world out there being discovered, and there's a new world being built as we speak.
With your help, America can catch up and participate in the world's most amazing technology so that there can be financial inclusion, transparency, and economic opportunities like never seen before. Thank you.
Dude, that was
awesome, man.
outstanding. Yeah, even
Everyone's-
watching it, that was 2 years ago.
Meet Chris.
2
and
years
Mark.
ago. Whoops.
Put it up there.
What's going on over here?
We're gonna get
You know,
striked. Look
Yep.
at this right here, Jeff. Somebody had this comment here, and there's some great comments in here.
that was true.
Dark suit.
That's all I was thinking about when I was watching it. I was like, what in the world was I thinking? You know, dark background. Why not a light background? Why is it dark?
Chip with the buzz. Tristan says chip with the
Oh
buzz.
my God, that's right. Yeah.
They said I got hair extensions. By the way, I let my hair grow out on that one there. My hair was like I had like a brush cut almost. But I got tired of all that. Like a Chip LMAO, laugh my you know what off. You have, and how about this one? You got extensions, don't you, Chip? Oh hell yeah. No, hell no, man. These aren't extensions, my real hair. Yeah, that's right. Well done, guys.
Man.
Appreciate that, Mr. K. Where's Alex Cobb? Well, look, guys, we reached out to a bunch of people, and that's who we actually reached out to a lot of people on that. And they go like, yeah, that's cool. We'll do it. When do you need? I go like, now?
Yeah, like today.
It was like now. They're like
tomorrow.
And like, I can get it to you tomorrow. I'm like, all right. I mean, we were like waiting. We were like at the 11th hour. People were sending their videos in. I think Rob Cash was the first one. Man, Rob Cash on the set.
Yeah,
Rob was the first one.
Oh man, it was awesome. That was so crazy.
The thing was, we had all this original content, and Rob was great, man. Because Rob, we had to cut most of his stuff out. We're like, we got to be careful we don't insult them. We're trying to like, but he nailed. I wish we could play that raw video because he nailed every single thing that he said in that, man.
We must still have it. We must still have that original.
I have it somewhere. Yeah, Crypto Eddie was fantastic. You know, yeah, it was really
that
good,
was great. Man. I miss Rob Cash doing his stuff.
I do too, man. Rob Cash on the set. Crypto Novice Kim, yeah. It was all really cool. And Jungle was in there, and Jungle was like, yeah, I'll do it. And so we reached out to a bunch of people, and we were hoping to have shorter snippets, you know, and then that's what ended up happening.
It was awesome.
I looked better back then. I must have been using a PC. No, I haven't used a PC since 2000. Well, when I used to code, I used to do PC and PCs for the coding part, and then Mac for all the graphics and stuff. So there you go.
Nice. Hey, I just saw this as a kind of a good.
Otherwise, that's not a blockchain background. I don't think BCB was you know he wasn't
blockchain backer.
There was no blockchain backer 2 years ago. No, he wasn't streaming then.
I don't remember. No, I don't think so. I think he
If
started
blockchain
shortly
backer was there, of
thereafter.
course we would have had him in there because he might have been the opener too because he's got that beautiful resonant
Oh,
voice.
he's been awesome. Maybe we'll do another one. That was a lot of fun. But check this out, man. The SEC chair is hinting at greater regulatory oversight for U.S. crypto exchanges. And so he's talking about this, but you know, it's amazing. Would it instill great confidence with oversight, regulatory? I don't like the term regulatory oversight. Not really getting into the article, but I like regulatory clarity.
That's what I like. Oversight's like someone looking over your shoulder. You're right, Jeff. That's a little wrong way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, but look at this one here. You have at the House Financial Services Committee. I like the fact that it is getting on the floor of the Financial Services Committee because that's exactly where the Token Taxonomy Act rests right now. But yeah, Patrick McHenry asked Gensler what the regular body would be doing to ensure a vibrant digital asset marketplace with legitimate money and the rule of law. I like that. Look at that. Vibrant digital asset. You know, it's interesting. There's such a divergence of opinion, you know, when you hear the different representatives speaking. You get someone like McHenry that's all about privatization and he wants to see the private markets thrive. And then you get the other side, you know, but it's just, I mean, that's such a straight, you know, great point. You know, it's, but look, he said, Gensler said the crypto market could benefit from greater investor protector within the Securities and Exchange Commission. Man, that's so crazy. I don't see them as a role of protection. I don't
ever see them as protecting. They're just enforcement. They become an enforcement agency. I mean, that's really all they really are. I mean, it's like, how did you listen? This whole thing was, I think right now they realize they're so deep in it. It's, you know, by the way, somebody had a great question in here. I want to get to this question. Hang on. Let me see if I can, there we go, right here. So this was KT1. Thank you for that. It says 2 new attorneys were added to the SEC side. Do you guys think they are added for settlement or help with workload against Ripple's 21 attorneys? Well, Jeff, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Because I have my own sort of.
I don't know. I think you're going to see it. You know, typically they bring attorneys on when they get into a different part of whatever they need to argue. And they're going to bring an attorney in that has a specialty in X, whatever that X is, they're going to argue. And maybe they didn't have those people yet. Maybe they had a few leave. Maybe they do need more people there, you know, because they're a little bit, you know, overweighted, you know,
well, one of the attorneys it said right in the LinkedIn bio that said that one of their specialties was settlement. I mean, along with a bunch of other things, but you know, this is what typically happens in a case. You know, the SEC doesn't need to load up. They had Tenero, they brought in some other attorneys, but you're not going to have one attorney argue it. You're always going to bring other attorneys in. Now, on the Ripple side, they only had a short period of time. I mean, I think the first hearing was in March. This thing dropped, you know, right at the end of the year, right before a big holiday. And so they had to get busy. I mean, this is costing probably tens of millions of dollars. They hired the top attorneys, you know, 21, but then you've got, you know, I think 4 for Larson and 4 for Garlinghouse, and there's a bunch, but this is typical, and they're probably going to bring in some more too, but there's a reason that they're bringing them in to go and argue this. So you know, look, I have a feeling Gensler inheriting all this based on what he said, based on how Rep Davidson had asked him. These are your words, right, Chairman Gensler? What are we supposed to say?
No, I never said
I don't know. Oh, of course. Yeah, of course I said. You remember saying that? Gosh, I really don't. Okay, can we play it on the big screen for you? You know, it's like, you know, and he was very outspoken, you know, but you walk into this, you got to look at it from his perspective. He walks in and inherits a mess. You ever start a new job? They paint a beautiful picture of it. Oh, this is going to be this. And you get there and it's a disaster. And they're like, well, here you go. Do it. And you're like, what? Good luck, you know, and you think like, well, that doesn't seem very professional. It never is, but that's it. This is your gig and your job. Now he inherits this, and he's not a stranger. He was the chair of the FTSC. He wasn't an enforcement, you know, sort of a, I guess, agency of the government, but he walks into this, and man, you want to, the fact that did other people turn it down? Like, hey man, you want to do that? You know, you want that SEC gig? No, I'm cool. You know, see you later. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't want that. But look, you take Brian Brooks, man. You know, I'm seeing some big power players moving into some big spaces.
He was doing this during the video. I was trying to mimic him to see if I can. You have this over here, and he had a little nervousness. Because I'm sure earlier in the question he talked about the fact that he did that blockchain course, and he's like, the course is free. It's free. Like he was trying to. He was like, his mind's going, oh my god, what do I do? You nailed me on that.
But
music
man,
composer
it's awesome.
A music composer is past life.
Maybe that. He just didn't get all the other stuff. He only got that part down.
Oh, look at this right here. Moto Yoda says, oh, hang on a second. Oh, sorry. Robert Gonzalez, that was a smoke screen in order to get everything ready. Now we have the switch activated. Moto says, OTC have seen XRP Productions Coil blog. Yeah, that's pretty funny. They are some of the best parody in the business, man. They are phenomenal. They're right up there with the Babylon Bee. They are the Babylon Bee for our sector, man. And that was a good one. The last one was funny as hell. We've gone through them here too. We put them up on screen. We love them, man. We're big fans. So
it's all funny stuff. So hey, do you know today is Thursday? That means no stream tomorrow night. I can't believe it's Friday. I don't know where the week went. I feel like it was just Monday. Now it's Thursday. Looking forward to next Thursday, because you guys know we're going to have Rep Warren Davidson with us right here on the chain live for an hour next Thursday. We're looking forward to that. No stream tomorrow. I'll be back Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then the week starts all over again on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all the way through Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be putting that tweet up there. We're going to start getting some, over the course of the next week. We're going to start, we want to get some feedback, want some really good questions. We want to be able to present questions. And of course, live questions will be generated as well. But the idea is we create this as interactive, and, we interview, together. We're on the chain. We're on the chain family. We do things together, and we're this big family, man. We come in and, maybe Jeff and I are the mouthpiece for you, but put some questions out there. Let's figure out some really intelligent things to go and ask.
Chris says next Thursday is also the SEC meeting. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. No, it's more.
By the way, how did I start freezing? Holy cow, it's weird.
I don't know. But anyhow, this is awesome. We look forward to seeing you guys soon. I'll see you guys Saturday morning. And until then,
have a good one. See you on the next one.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.